Hello, everybody. Today we now be taking a look at top 5 Pixar recap cartoons that will blow your mind. It's gonna be amazing. Make sure to watch all the way through because they get better as we go on. And let's just get started. No. 5 is Ratatouille. Now this one isn't too crazy. If you haven't seen Ratatouille, it is a really good movie, but there are some things in here that blew my mind when I saw them for the first time. You might not have been as young as me when you watched it, but still these will probably blow your mind. The first thing that blew my mind was when Remy first goes into the kitchen and he starts smelling all of the food. They did such an amazing job of making it seem so realistic with the steam coming off of the food and him smelling it. When I first saw this, I thought to myself, wow, that is so cool. I want to be able to smell things like that too. Another thing that blew my mind about this movie was the animation. I mean, look at this scene. It is so good. I love the way that they make the fur look like it's actually fur. It's so satisfying. And another thing that just makes this movie so much more amazing was the fact that the rats were voiced by actual rats. This blew my mind when I found out. It makes total sense now why they sound so good. No, 4 is Wall-E. There are so many parts of this movie that just blow my mind every single time I think about them. But I'm going to talk about one specifically. When Wall-E finds the plant, his eyes immediately light up and he puts it in his little cubbyhole. He then proceeds to take care of this plant day after day until it grows into a beautiful sunflower. I don't know what it is about this, but it just gets me every time. The attention to detail in this movie is absolutely amazing, and it just shows how much thought and care went into making this film. It's no wonder it's such a classic now. Another thing that blew my mind about this movie was the fact that it was about a robot who was in love with a plant. I mean, come on. How original is that? Not only that, but he was willing to sacrifice everything to save her. That kind of love is truly inspiring. Overall, Wall-E is an amazing movie that I highly recommend checking out if you haven't already. It's funny, it's heartwarming, and it has some great life lessons to teach us. So what are you waiting for? Go watch Wall-E today. No? 3 is Coco. I love this movie so much. I think it's one of Pixar's best, but there are some parts that just blew my mind when I saw them for the first time. The first one is when Miguel first enters the land of the dead. Everything is so vibrant and colorful. It's like nothing I had ever seen before. It really made me feel like I was entering a different world. The music in this movie is also amazing. Remember the song, Remember Me? Well, there's one part where Miguel is singing it to himself as he walking through the marketplace, and you can see all of the different vendors and shoppers around him. The animation is just breathtaking. It's so detailed and lifelike. I felt like I was right there in the scene with him. Another thing that blew my mind about Coco was the message behind the movie. It's a story about family, remembrance, and tradition. I loved how they incorporated Mexican culture into the film. It really made me appreciate the importance of family and the power of music. Overall, Coco is a must-watch for anyone who loves Pixar movies or just good animation in general. It's beautiful, it's heartwarming, and it will stay with you long after the credits roll. No. 2 is Inside Out. Oh my gosh, I love this movie so much. It is one of my all-time favorites. There are so many parts that blew my mind when I saw them for the first time. But I'm going to talk about one specifically. Remember the scene where Riley is having her memory makeover? All of her old core memories are being replaced with new ones. And it's just heartbreaking. I don't know what it was about that scene, but it just really got to me. I think it's because it's such a powerful metaphor for growing up. We all change and evolve over time, and sometimes we lose the things that made us who we are. That's what happens to Riley. As she gets older, she becomes more sophisticated and she stops believing in the magical things that she used to. But luckily, she has her imagination to help her remember who she used to be. Another thing that blew my mind about Inside Out was the fact that they personified emotions. It's such a unique concept, but it works so well. I love how each emotion has its own distinct personality and how they interact with each other. It really gave me a new perspective on how emotions work and how important it is to have a balance of all of them in our lives. Overall, Inside Out is a must-watch for anyone who loves Pixar movies or just good animation in general. It's beautiful, it's heartwarming, and it will stay with you long after the credits roll. And no one is Soul. This movie came out in 2020, and it was one of the few bright spots of that year. From the moment I saw the trailer, I knew that this was going to be a good movie. And boy, was I right. Soul is an amazing movie that deals with some pretty deep philosophical questions. One of the things that blew my mind about this movie was the animation. I mean, look at this scene. It is so beautiful, and the way they depicted the different zones in the afterlife is just so creative. Another thing that blew my mind about Soul was the music. I mean, come on. This soundtrack is amazing. There's a song for every emotion, and it perfectly captures the feeling of each scene. But the most important thing about Soul is the message. This movie teaches us that life is precious and that we should never give up on our dreams. No matter how difficult things may seem, there is always hope and there is always something to be grateful for. I love how this movie made me think about the meaning of life and what I want to do with my time here on Earth. It's a truly inspiring film that I highly recommend checking out if you haven't already. Well, that's all for this list. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.